James, this week's manager heavy. I don't even know what else to call it. Jurgen Klopp, Xavi Hernandez, two huge jobs available at the end of the season. Barcelona, Liverpool, some rumours maybe Arsenal post maybe opening up soon. Something for you and I to talk about potentially, maybe even in this video. But James, Barcelona job is a big deal. I think we know that if you're looking at the biggest, best managerial jobs in the world, those two Spanish giants, I mean, it does not come much bigger than that. And the Barcelona job in particular is just humongous. Legends have donned that shirt, have managed that team, rich with football history. Xavi Hernandez leaves his post. I think he did that seemingly of his own volition and his own accord. Who do you see potentially filling that seat? And more importantly, who would you like to see potentially fill that seat?
Knowing Barcelona, they're going to go for somebody just so wayward. I can't remember the last time Barcelona brought in like a manager like of European standard. Like as great as Xavi was, he wasn't managing in Europe. And you look at the majority of managers that they brought in, like at the time, like Koeman, Ronald Koeman, before Xavi, is it Valverde or I can't remember all the Barcelona guys. Don't kill me here, but Barcelona haven't had managers of just big name, like think about a big name status. But as you mentioned, there's a lot of managers available. Who do I see them bringing in? Jurgen Klopp is the one everybody's going to point to. Klopp. And does he make Barcelona better? Of course he does, but I don't think he goes into a job straight away. I do get it from the point of view of the fit.
Really? I didn't see the fit like at all.
I don't see the fit, but in terms of view of star quality manager that can get Barcelona, like Xavi's been good for Barcelona. He won the league last year. I'm going to say it. He won the league last year for Barcelona. It's almost like now, oh, we're not happy with this, we're not happy with that. I'm not sure how Barcelona run. You know, it's a bit weird. Granted, the European success with Xavi has not been great, and I know how important it is for Barcelona to be challenging in Europe. But I look at a manager like Jurgen Klopp, and granted the style is different, but maybe that's something that Barcelona need, something completely different. Not having to go in and just constantly keep on looking for the Pep style. Let's play the Pep style. Let's think about let's play the Pep style. Maybe it might be a thing that they move on and try something different. And maybe a manager with a high press, high line who does work in possession really well might be a thing that could work for them, Jack. It just can't you can't go to the well. You can't do the same thing every time you go to the well, Jack.
I agree with you, but they're going to the well every time because La Masia breeds that talent. The profile of player, more often than not, that they bring in is that kind of player that fits that kind of system. There's a lot of talk at the moment about philosophy and style of play, and does a manager bring that style of play, or should the club be responsible for that style of play? Barcelona have a lot of negatives about them, the way they're run, and especially at the moment with the way they play. But one thing, James, we can't remove them from is an identity and a way that they want to do things, regardless of who's in the manager's suit, regardless of who's playing what position. There is an expectation of playing a certain way and a certain style. I think to bring in somebody like Klopp, who, again, I think self-admittedly, he said this week, like, I'm not technically, tactically a very gifted manager. He's the best in the world at personality, energy, teamsmanship, being a magnetic personality as part of the team. That's his biggest draw. The reason why he's not doing the Liverpool game anymore is not because he can't analyse football very well anymore and he doesn't know where his head's at with new modern techniques and formations and ways of doing things. He doesn't have the energy to be teeth out to here, big smile, slapping people on the back, punch in the air to the cop when every time. He's not that guy anymore. He doesn't have that energy. At Barcelona, you do, I think, need to step in line for what the club want. And I just feel like Klopp's not that guy in that respect. I just don't.
Like, Jack, listen, that's totally understandable, and I do get that there. I do get that, but I just think that Barcelona is trying some different wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. A couple more names to mention, Jack, and one thing that's been floating around today, and I've seen rumors that it's not true, but it's Mikel Arteta. And it's Mikel Arteta. It's the thing where he did start off his career at Barcelona. Yeah,
Right.
Jack, he came from, thinking about it, he came from La Masia. I'm not sure if he grew up as Barca. He probably grew up as a Barcelona fan there. Now, how big that club is for him, it might be a thing that he could be tempted. But
Right.
I look at what he has at Arsenal right now. Does he really want to leave that to go to Barcelona? Because the worst thing about Barcelona, Jack, is that Arsenal are going to give you time. As you can see with Barcelona, they're not going to give him the time, Jack. You know, Xavi won the league. He won the league, and that's not good enough.
Are they going to give him the respect as well? Like, I'm not trying to... Mikel Arteta was a great professional with a lot of appearances. I believe he must have played for Spain a handful of times too.
No, he never played for Spain.
Oh, well, oh God, okay. I'm just saying, he had a nice career as a professional football player, but it's not Xavi Hernandez. It's not Zinedine Zidane.
But Jack, I do think that he's a better manager than Xavi.
And I think, James, yes, you're right. And he's also a better manager than he is a player. I'm just saying, if Xavi Hernandez can win a league and can blah, 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 and blah, blah, and still after this time, I don't think, and he's a Barcelona legend, I think Mikel Arteta going in there too. The other thing I'll say, James, if you and I believe, which I think we do, Arsenal are a good run and a good jolt of momentum away from winning a title, whether it was last year, whether it was at times this year as well, may still be this year. If Mikel Arteta leaves and Arsenal get the hire right for the next person, and Arsenal win the league in the first season with a new guy, right, whoever that may be, Mikel Arteta's not going to live that down and not going to forget thinking about that for the rest of his days. I think he probably will hopefully feel that there's a little bit of unfinished business at Arsenal. And if the right man comes in and Arsenal win a league title, it wasn't you winning that title, Mikel, because you're at Barcelona slaving away. Maybe it's difficult. Maybe you get let go within 6 months. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but that's got to give him a bit of trepidation in accepting that job and moving away from Arsenal. It has to.
I just don't see that being an option for him right now. Jack, a couple more names that we can mention here. Xavi Alonso, sorry. Xavi
Right.
Alonso, a man right now that seems can do nothing wrong. Liverpool fans are begging for him to come in. I think Barcelona, they look at this out. The one thing that always stands out, I'm going to mention it, is Pep. And you have to look at what identifies with Pep. That's why Mikel Arteta is such a big name for them to bring in. Why? Because he's worked with Pep. I know Xavi's played under Pep. Xavi Hernandez has played under Pep, but it's different to me. You playing under him than working next to him.
Right.
What's it called again? Arteta was able to do that. Now, Xavi was able to learn from Pep and Jack. You've seen the way he has his team playing right now. People are in awe of what he has been able to do. But I just look at it from the point of view that I think the worst job that he can take right now is that Barcelona job.
Xabi Alonso.
Without a shadow of a doubt, the Liverpool job for me suits him better than the Barcelona job, because Jack, the pressure, I think Liverpool gives him more time than Barca do. Barca, at the end of the day, Jack, Barca are always going to look up to Real Madrid and saying, we want to compete with them. Pep had us not just competing with them, we were better than them under Pep, and that's the expectations. They want they don't want just a league title, which is sad. Like, you win the league is incredible. They want to win Champions League. They want to be competing year in and year out to win 6 titles in a season, like what Pep did, which is such an unrealistic thing. But that's what they want, and I don't think Xabi Alonso should go into an environment like that just yet. But I don't know. He might think, I'm ready for that, but I just don't see it happening.
Would Real Madrid fans and the club let him go to somewhere like Barcelona? Because, James, he had a nice time in Real Madrid.
He did. He did. I think he was Espanyol, and I think he started off at Espanyol, something in around that. Maybe that might be a thing to stop him from going to Barcelona. Another name that I'm going to mention, Jack, and I mentioned it in the last video too, Jose Mourinho. And you talk about a man and a football club. Probably the football club that he's most synonymous with for the fact that he didn't manage them in the history behind that is Barcelona. We know the fact he was the translator, was going to get the job, but they chose Pep over him. The numerous battles, with Chelsea and also with Real Madrid. The obsession of him taking down Barcelona and ultimately ending the whole Pep love affair with them. Do they bring that poison in? Because ultimately Barcelona want to get back to that. They want to be the bad boy Barcelona that they remember.
But are they going to
get that with a Jose?
But are they going to get back to that in 2 years? Like, not just win La Liga, which I think Jose Mourinho could do, but win the Champions League? I'm going to say probably not. Not within that short Jose Mourinho period of time. James, my final one. Manchester City get kicked out of professional football or get relegated 3-4 divisions. Does the door open up for Pep Guardiola to go back to Barcelona? He has memories at Manchester City. It's probably, his treble is probably the best managerial, I think, performance within a short period of time. The league titles in the league that it's in, the Champions League on top of that, the style of football that's being played, etc., etc., etc. It's probably going to be the peak of managerial performance, Pep Guardiola. It's insane, right? It's insane. He'll never have the longevity of Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, etc. But within the time period it's been there, it's been the most condensed success ever. Does he decide, you know what, I can go back into Barcelona, I can go back to where my heart truly lies?
And let me tell you this about Pep. If people might not notice, but I think Pep Guardiola is one of the most calculated managers in the world. And I think he knows when to leave. He knows when to stay at a football club. Yeah? He could see, the Bayern one was a bit of a tough one, him joining at a time after they won everything, but there was still a good, stable team there. Yeah? He knew going into Manchester City after them wanting the Champions League and having not dominated the way that they were meant to, like, that was the right time for him to go. He goes into a Barcelona team right now with the way Real Madrid are built right now, and with all this constriction and all this thing of can they sell players, can they register players. I don't think Pep wants to go back into that environment. I think Pep is very calculated, and it might be a thing after he's done with City, he might look to the national team or something like that. I think the Barcelona thing to me has officially sailed.
Guys at home, what do you think, more importantly? Drop your comments down below on who you think should be next Barcelona manager. Is it going to be James's Mikel Arteta? Is it going to be Xabi Alonso? Who is it going to be? Like the video, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, we will see ya.